Ordinarily, our mind can be divided into four states. First, the state of scattered or that of distraction. Second, the state of stupidity. You go to sleep, you cannot keep awake, and it is too much of an effort. Perhaps you will have to regulate your food. Sometimes that perhaps after eating some good dishes, you will find that your brain wants to take rest. There was a gentleman in Boston who could not live without eating chunks of beef, and he was a great scientific man. Through our constant efforts, his method of life was changed. From a meat eater, he became a vegetarian. And the first thing he said was, "Now, Swami, I can think better. My mind is clearer. My thoughts are finer. I can see a change in myself." "Now, how is it?" I said, "You have changed the vibration of the molecules of your system from a coarser vibration to finer vibration. And when your vibration is finer, you can see things better and get the finest points. So the food should be considered. What kind of food will help you in cleaning the impurities of your brain and also in removing the stupidity and inertia? That should be examined. In Sanskrit, in the Hindu psychology, we divide all the states of the mind into three: tamas, rajas, and sattva. That which produces dullness, stupidity, inertia is tamas. The second, the rajas, creates the passion, activity, and tremendous energy. The other, the sattva, is the best and is the state of equilibrium. Your whole system will be in perfect poise. The forces will be well balanced, and you can realize the truth if you develop in you the sattva quality. At present, you must watch what food and what kind of work make you stupid. That you can find out if you watch. Take the effect of food in your own system and see what kind of vibrations that particular kind of food produces. And then make a note of it. Take another kind of food and you will find that certain kinds produce certain effects. I cannot prescribe for you. There is no one standard for everybody. Just as the two S's are not alike, so that two bodies or the two systems are not alike. There would be differences in the degrees of vibrations. You will find these changes which are peculiar to yourself. I have noticed that one particular kind of food may not be suitable or agreeable to all. Some cannot take milk, and at the same time, it is the most nourishing food. A baby would gain strength by living on pure milk. And now, there is a kind of treatment, the milk cure, and it can cure almost all your diseases. Yet, you will find among people those who cannot digest milk. Their system is different, and if they try to live entirely on milk, they might find it not agreeable. If they keep it up for a while, they will find that all the disagreeable conditions will change, and that will be source of health and strength. So in that way, one particular kind of food may not be good for everybody. You will have to regulate your own diet and find out what kind of food will bring peace and equilibrium into your brain. Your ideas will be in a perfect state of harmony, not only harmony with yourself, but also with the universe. If you can find that, then you have come to the third state, the state of well balance. However, I was describing the four states of the ordinary mind. One is scattered and the other is stupid. Then there is an intermediate state, partly scattered and partly stupid. Sometimes tremendously active, sometimes dull. Just as you find among all working men and women, there is a source of infinite energy behind your mind, and you will learn to draw energy from that infinite source. You feel fatigue when your power or energy is exhausted. But if you can draw from that infinite source of energy that is behind your mind and let the door open and let some of the current of energy flow in and strengthen your mind and intellect, Why should you have any fatigue? Perhaps we have shut the door and cut off the connection between the infinite source of energy and the divine mind, the center of our personality. Now we have to go back and open the door and get the connection right. And we can do that only by practicing the power of concentration. The fourth state of the mind is concentration. You can hold the mind on one point for a long time. It is just like a pendulum. You can take the illustration of an elephant. An elephant is never quiet. It is always having a pendulum-like motion. You will have to hold your mind steady on one point. At first, you cannot succeed and it will run away. From the outset, you cannot see the strength of its force. That is like the Niagara. From its surface, it is smooth and calm, but try to check that current. So your mind is running in one direction, and if you try to check its current, you will fail many times. So practice every day. There are various methods by which you can develop that power. That power could be brought to play in order to bring the perfect results, and concentration is one of the methods by which you may converge the scattered rays and forces of your mind and hold them on a particular point. Take a flower and hold your mind on it solely. Try to think of it and of nothing else. Take a concrete object first. Many people give you the abstract thoughts, like the thoughts of love and pity, and all the kind of thing. You cannot think of love, or you cannot have a thought of love without somebody loving another person. Love is an abstract feeling. You cannot think of love as an object at first. Your mind is not trained to it. You go from the concrete to the abstract, from the abstract to the absolute. So take a concrete object, fix your mind on the concrete something, and then gradually, when your mind is held on the concrete form, you will go on to the abstract, that is, the absolute and to the infinite.